Howdy, everyone. My name is Nicholas, and welcome to the Headliner PodPod. For those of you not in the know, we're a show about podcasts featuring podcasts by podcasters that's hosted by people who help podcasters with their podcasting. On every episode of the podcast, a few of the folks over at Headliner sit down to play a game that centers around listening to randomly selected clips from over 500 show submissions that we've gotten from podcasters. Why? Because we're looking for something we like to call Pod Zero. Here are the rules. Each lucky contestant will hear a 60-second podcast clip. Then, they'll need to pick out the correct podcast title from a lineup of 3 choices. Anyway, before we get the show on the road, let's say hi to each of our contestants for today. Starting with Jesse.
Hello, everybody.
Next, we've got Max.
What's Headlinerers?
It's a very good title. I was going to go with Headlinies, but I think Taylor Swift might sue us. And we have Elissa.
Hi, everyone.
Yep, that's right. It's only 3 contestants today. Christy was exiled from the Headliner PodPod. So, before we get started, we talked about this earlier. We thought it'd be really interesting if we just gave everyone listening a brief update on what we've been up to at Headliner. So, Elissa, word on the street is that you have copy about this. Please enlighten us.
Yes, so very exciting stuff. If you haven't tried it, highly encourage you to try Eddy by Headliner. Right now, we just had a product update go out regarding Eddy's promo pack, which now gives you 4 generative art AI episode options based on what your episode is about. So you can use your episode art as episode art, or you can use it as quick and easy social media assets, things to share with your followers, your friends, your family, all sorts of things. So definitely be sure to try Eddy out today and get access to some amazing AI-powered features like our new generative episode art.
All right, very cool. Yeah, it's a really cool feature. I know we've been sharing a lot of samples and stuff lately, and I'm looking at them and I'm going, okay, I see the appeal.
I think that's the fun part about it is just figuring out how Eddie's going to interpret your episode artistically. And some of them are scratchers for sure. It's like a creative process. But if anybody has episode art that's awesome from Headliner, share it with us on social, because we've been having a lot of fun reviewing what it's spitting out.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely check it out. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here for our little game show, our little fun activity. So let's just get started, starting with Jesse. You know how it works. You got to cover your eyes. We'll play a clip. I'll try to instill doubt in your soul, and then we'll try and get you to guess the name.
Let's do it.
All right.
With this luggage tag, to be with a little sack of lunch, for her to be picked up 24-hour later by Effie Patilla in Billings, Alabama. Maybe it was 2 days on the train. I don't know how long, but it was a long time. And she had no escort, just the train conductor.
She must have been a brave little girl.
Well, I think she was a little girl that learned very early how to be independent. And she treasured that. She loved people, but she really needed, I didn't think anyone. My father did. He needed her, and needed her with every ounce of his heart. But Mother had learned very early something that few of us ever do.
Okay.
Wow.
So there we have it. Definitely some interesting stuff without the full context of it. It does pull you in, I think. So, Jesse, your 3 options for today are Ladybird, I Am Not That Kind of Fish, and Flying High with the Ainsley Twins.
Flying High with the what twins?
Ainsley.
Ainsley. All right, so here's every bit of my reasoning on this. She said that she's from Alabama, and I am from North Mississippi. So these are my people. Ainsley is a name that I've heard before in my neck of the woods. And so I am going Flying High with the Ainsley Twins.
Okay. And you're confident in that answer?
No, not a bit, but that's what I'm going with.
That's the spirit. I like that. Good. That's a lot of gumption right there. Okay, so Flying High with the Ainsley twins is incorrect. I respect you for choosing it. I like the fact that you worked in your own like heritage and your own geological upbringing into your answer. But yeah, no, you were completely off the money. It is Ladybird. And here's a little bit about Ladybird, not to be mistaken with the awesome Greta Gerwig movie. In the years following her time in the White House, Ladybird Johnson spent countless hours detailing her life experiences with historians for the LBJ Presidential Library. To bring her incredible story to life, host Jade Emerson unearthed those never-before-played audio files and interviewed historians, White House insiders, and the people who knew and loved Claudia Alta Ladybird Johnson. This intimate portrait begins deep in the woods in East Texas and follows her path as she transforms from a shy, quiet child to a powerful political advisor and beloved Texas icon. Ladybird is produced by
Wow.
The Drag, the production house behind the popular true crime podcast, Darkness. So there you go.
Wow, that sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, I got thrown off because I heard the second person that was speaking, and I didn't think of it as much as an interview audio clips as, yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, look, the only reason I knew is because I saw the artwork ahead of time. So the second I saw that artwork, I was like, oh, this is archival. Got it. And, you know, the background noise and the hiss and all that, it suddenly made sense. You know, it's definitely interesting. I've never, like, I like US history and stuff. I've studied it, but I never got too into the LBJ presidency. Like, I believe he's the president who took over after JFK was shot. Don't quote me. I'm like 99% sure on it.
Most of what I know, funny enough, is from watching The Crown and how
Okay.
they interacted with LBJ when they came over.
There you go. So I don't know. Maybe we need to change that and listen to Ladybird sometime. Anyway, moving on, we will jump over to Max, who looks ready as ever for a podcast clip.
I'm ready as ever.
Perfect. I was right on the money. That's so great for me. All right.
You know, you just said you have an intuition.
Yeah, it's my secret skill is that and just random trivia about things people no longer care about.
Like tater tots.
Yeah, like tater tots.
People care about tater tots. Sorry, that was kind of a slight.
We can't.
Tater tots. They're still going strong.
We can't have the tater tot community write a diss track about us or a diss podcast. Do you think that happens? Do you think just like
we have to recap that last episode we didn't review it, but we guessed the podcast hosted by Exhibit, Lasagna Ganja. So maybe Exhibit's interested in doing a little collab on the tater tot rap. Just throwing it out there.
You go.
I know he listens, Food for thought.
Yeah, you were really starstruck about that, weren't you?
I had Exhibit going on my Sony Walkman as I walked to school, like all the time in like 8th grade or something. I don't know when, but I had the CD. Because I listened to CDs back in the day. You guys wouldn't understand.
I don't. I won't pretend I do. Like I owned a little portable CD player, but I could never get into it as a kid because one, I was too young, and two, walking with a CD player is just like a bad time, in my opinion.
Yeah, every time I listen to music now, I'm like amazed that was my life every day. I was just trying to walk steady so the CD didn't hit up against the insides of the player.
Yeah.
And I would do that for like 30 minutes every day. And
Right.
It's a blessing now to not have the CD in your hand as you walk down the street. So it's good. It's a good time to be alive, kind of. Also not, won't get into it.
Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean. As far as the music goes, definitely a good time to be alive because you can listen to everything in your pocket at once. But anyway, Max, let's jump in. Let's have you cover your eyes and let's get this second clip going.
All right, let's do it.
And this one isn't by Exhibit. I want to make that abundantly clear.
Florida. And the Lord reminds me that like all throughout my childhood, like I lived in certain cities for like only like 2-3 years, something like that. And here I was going into my 5th year in this season in this city. And the Lord told me, it's time to stop looking at this season, at this place, at this community as a temporary rest stop. And it's time to plant roots. And I wonder how many times in our life, no matter what we feel like is a temporary rest stop, and I get seasons of transition, I totally get it. But sometimes these seasons of transition, we feel this like fear of, I don't want to be here forever.
Okay. So that was our clip. Let's jump right in and get these titles out for you to choose from. Number 1 is Finding My Way Every Day. Hooray. Number 2 is Grace for the Growth with Courtney Leo. And number 3 is The Cookie Jar Never Lies.
Mine is on easy mode again. So thank you, Oliver, unless I get this wrong, in which case I'm going to look like an idiot. But I do appreciate it being in last place in the PodPod standings. Have not yet gotten the points, not in the points, as they say. But that was a deep podcast and felt pretty relatable. But I think I'm going to go with the second one. Although I might need a recap because I've kind of forgotten which order they came in. But
yeah, sure. Do you want me to list them again?
Number 3 was the cookie jar thing. Number 1 was like Hip Hip Hooray or something.
Finding My Way Every Day. Hooray.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with number 2.
Okay.
And risk my reputation building that up as if it was obvious. Let's see.
Number 2,
to lose but your dignity.
You're not wrong. Number 2, Grace for the Growth with Courtney Leo is correct. You got to hold on to your dignity today, Max.
Thank you for handicapping that for me, Oliver. It was getting embarrassing. Yeah. So, I mean, the Florida hate at the beginning, I think it was Florida hate. I know Dash, our resident Florida man, is not going to appreciate that, but otherwise, sounds like a cool show.
Yeah, it does. It sounds interesting, for sure. Here's a little bit about the show so we can learn more about it. As we continue to discover who we are rewiring mindsets, healing and redefining what it means to be authentically free. Each chapter of our lives has brought us to this point. We have to give ourselves the space to grow, ready to embrace the messy, free of shame and guilt. My hope is that you would walk away from our time together feeling a little less alone, a little more braver to be yourself, and more compassionate to the past you, challenged as present you, and excited for future you. Join Courtney Leo and friends as we navigate these honest conversations of growth. So, pretty interesting. Yeah, I'd say it sounds like an interesting show. I might have to give it a listen one of these days.
What did they say in the middle of it? It was like seasons of transition or something?
Something to that effect. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. Sounds like a nice album cover or album name or something.
Yeah, it kind of has that sort of, sounds like a soft rock album to me. Definitely interesting.
So I wonder what Eddy's going to create for the episode art for this. I'm going to have to give it a try, see what it cooks up. This one seems like a hard one for Eddy. It might entertainingly fail, as it so often likes to say we do. So we'll have to give it its own medicine.
All right. So jumping in with our third clip, Elissa, are you ready?
Yes.
Okie doke. So cover your eyes and let's get this party started.
Waking up every morning and having your ritual, it's like, oh, back in that mindset. Having somebody put the makeup on you, it's like, oh, back in that mindset. I'm reminded that I am beautiful.
Yeah, it's so important.
Well said. I think if you magnetize yourself to people socially that you're on the same vibration with, we also recognize we're on the people who are on a different vibration who need that elevation.
Right. Yeah, and that's when the challenge comes the most, I think. You know, there are times, and believe me, in this career that I've been living, I'll walk into a space where it might be something, and I literally have to reset because I can feel the energy is not where I am, but yet there's something there. And in just a touch, a moment, eye contact, you can reset that other person, and it's all such a different space, you know, rather than judgment.
Yeah.
So our event's going to be, great.
Okay. So, Elissa, here are your three choices for today. Number 1 is Shipping Container Recovery Pod with Sarah McMurray. Number 2, Fight or Flight on the Mic. Or number 3, The Paige Cornblue Show.
Okay. Can I have them? Not the last one, the Paige Cornblue Show. I got that one. What were the other two? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. Number 1 was Shipping Container Recovery Pod with Sarah McMurray. Or Fight or Flight on the Mic.
Well, this one's hard. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go with number 3.
Number 3. Okay. Sure. If that's the one you want to go with, that's the one you're going with. The Paige Cornblue Show. You want to lock that in?
I don't like you, but yes, I do want to lock that in.
Okay. I don't like me either. You are correct with the Paige Cornblue Show. It was a hard one for sure. Fight or Flight on the Mic feels like it would have been right, you know? But
I don't know. You could make an argument for any of them. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I've never heard somebody so eloquently say like the vibes are off than in that clip. So I liked it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Can you make an argument for the shipping container one? I have no idea how you would get there.
You could. They could be in a shipping container, like remade, like studio or something.
There you go.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a metaphor for life in a shipping container. Life is like a box of shipping containers. So let's learn a bit about the show and how it might be about shipping containers or not. I don't know. Are you looking for a place for meaningful conversations that make a difference? Welcome to the Paige Cornblue Show. I'm your host, Paige Cornblue, and the show hopes to engage, empower, inspire, and entertain you. A television news anchor and mother of 3, joined by experts from the worlds of news, politics, sports, travel, health, and parenting to raise a few questions, find some answers, and discover what we can all do better together. Grab a cup of coffee by day, perhaps a cocktail at night, and let's grow, connect, and find our powerful purpose each week on the Paige Cornblue Show. So there you go. Not necessarily about shipping containers, unless the meaningful conversations happen in them, but that's okay. It sounds like a really good show about a wide range of topics. Okay, so now we've all already had a turn, so I'm just going to go in reverse order. Sorry, Elissa, you're up at bat again. And look at it this way. You're ripping the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
So let's fire up that clip and have you cover your eyes again.
Antidepressants that they can stop the depressed side of the feeling, but they also seem to blunt things like joy and happiness and just things like laughing.
Yeah.
And so my wife, who's also a doctor, said, look, you got to assess this and see what's going on. So I had half a dozen patients with depression that I followed over the next year, treating just with the acupuncture, and they all improved quite dramatically. So I ended up writing a book on this called Stick It to Depression, Get Your Life Back Naturally, which I thought I've got to get the message out. I'm not young anymore, and I think the last thing I'd want to do is die with this knowledge. I'm started training other acupuncturists.
Okay, so here are your options, Elissa. Hopefully this one isn't too hard for you. Number 1, The Beautiful Side of Grief. Number 2, Finding Your True You with Uzodinma Abado. And number 3, More Than Interested.
Okay, I don't know that that's easier, per se.
Isn't it?
Sure. I don't know that Oliver could have come up with that name off the spot unless I'm missing like a reference or something. So I'm going to go with number 2 for that reason.
Okay, so Finding Your True You with Uzodinma Abado.
Yes.
Okay. That is unfortunately incorrect. It was The Beautiful Side of Grief. And for what it's worth, I actually mispronounced the name and just had to stick to it halfway through. Because I couldn't pronounce it.
Can you come off mute? Can you explain where that came from? Briefly.
I'd actually prefer not to.
Okay. That's
it's just a common, semi-common Nigerian surname and first name of one of my friends from college.
There you go.
Uzodinma.
Oh, okay.
I changed the last name to protect the innocent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, had you pronounced it correctly, Nicholas probably would have got it. But
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
I believe the last name, I think it's Abeo, I believe, but I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure.
No, that
Yeah.
does sound more correct. And I'm sorry, Elissa, for misleading you. I didn't know you were a linguist and all names Nigerian.
I am, but we've established that I can at least detect accents. So
Okay.
I feel
Well,
like she deserves something for the mispronunciation. Like, I think that's on the moderator there.
okay. You want a consolation point?
no, I don't need it. I'm still winning, but just like it on the record nonetheless.
That's one of the proudest, like, no, I don't need it I've ever heard. Much respect for it. Okay, so let's find out about the beautiful side of grief, the podcast title, and I guess also the actual beautiful side of grief. The Beautiful Side of Grief is your go-to weekly podcast if you want to hear interviews from people who have moved through heart-wrenching loss or those who are at the coalface supporting this process. For user-friendly free resources, visit thebeautifulsideofgrief.com/free resources. There's a hyphen between free and resources. So it looks like it's a show about working through grief, that long, sometimes seemingly never-ending process that people have to go through, and how you can get through it in one piece, as well as just hearing the reflections of people who have gone through it. Definitely sounds like heavy stuff in a good way, and I will definitely keep that in my back pocket.
It says, before you go to the doctor, listen to this.
Oh, on the artwork, right.
On the art. I don't know.
I thought that was
Yes.
we were saying that. I was like, are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, this is the part where on the video,
advice.
I have to add a title flashing saying, this is not medical advice, comma, Max. No, it was really
interesting. It's like, you never know what'll work. So maybe give it a try. Next time you go to the doctor, listen to this podcast before and see if the results work before you do anything crazy. Just give it a try.
There you go.
Controlled environment.
Regardless, it sounds interesting. You should listen to it. Even
yes, definitely.
You're not going to the doctor.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to I'm going to fan through episodes of this because it sounds like something I might actually find interesting. So speaking of Max, let's take a step back. Max, you're up at bat again. And let's have you cover your eyes so we can get this clip rolling.
All right, let's do it.
The creator of Stardew Valley says that if anyone was going to make a movie adaptation of his game, he would prefer it be Studio Ghibli or David Lynch, which are two things on complete opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to movie making. David Lynch or Studio Ghibli. That's like saying I would either want Martin Scorsese or Greta Gerwig. What? The two opposite ends that in no way, shape, or form are anything like the other. A David Lynch Stardew Valley movie would be the wildest thing ever made, probably. That's outrageous. Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, the new mobile game for Kingdom Hearts, is expected to launch sometime next year on both Android and iOS. If you are...
Okay. So there's our clip.
It sounds so amazing. David Lynch Stardew Valley movie.
I'm doing my yearly rewatch of Twin Peaks. I would 100% see that movie. I think he could do it. I think he has that range.
I don't know. I feel like Stardew Valley is really not really understanding where they're at culturally. They're like, oh, I'll take, David Lynch or Studio Ghibli, or Scorsese or Gerwig. I don't know if they're making time for this movie. I think they got other movies on the docket, but I would love to watch a little vignette of each of them doing a 15-minute short of it so we can compare. So it's you see the Lynchian one, you see Greta Gerwig's, and the animated one. I've never played Stardew Valley, but
sure. All you need to know about Stardew Valley is it's a farming simulator / kind of life sim. If you've ever heard of Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon, it's in that vein. But enough about the actually awesome pitch mentioned in the clip. Let's try and name that show. So here are your options, Max. Number 1, my robot wants to eat my dog. Number 2,
okay, I'm going for that one. I don't want to hear
you don't want to hear. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm going to list them just in case.
For posture, but just because of how good that name is in my book, and I don't know if it has to do with this podcast. I want to go with it. Let's
Okay.
hear the answers for fostering.
Yes, let's. Number 2, Nick's Nerd News. Or number 3, The Daily Bailey with Joshua Snail.
Is this your podcast? Is it? Because that'd be number 2. I don't know if you consider yourself a nerd, but like, you are. Nick.
I don't, but I would accept if people did.
You know a lot about film and video games.
The Daily Bialy. It's not Bailey. It's Bailey.
Sorry,
Just
Oliver. Yes.
Mid-sentence fact check.
The Daily Bialy.
Yes.
Haven't had a Bialy in a while.
Well, there you go.
Anyways, number 1. I don't know. Just going for it.
You're feeling number 1.
I'm just trying to, Oliver can't make this easy enough for me. So like, I'm just going to try to lose, even though I'm just going to gracefully lose on this one, just for look good and lose. That's my.
Okay. You're trying a falling up approach. I respect it. Yeah. My robot wants to eat my dog is incorrect. It was actually Nick's Nerd News. So sorry, Max.
Triple N.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was trying to find something clever to say about it. But yes, it is the 3 N's. Nick's Nerds and News.
No, sounds like a good podcast.
It does. It also sounds like
I didn't get the name
show.
Right. I think the robot ate my dog, I think, is a great spin-off if he's interested. But yeah.
I will say we've had a few podcasters say that they're interested in rebranding, and they've redone like little mock of their podcast art. So
there you go.
Nick, if you're out there and if you listen to this podcast, we do retweet and we do repost. Should you make something?
There you go.
All right. And I want to know who he would choose to direct the Stardew Valley movie if he had carte blanche. Who's he choosing? Scorsese, Gerwig, Studio Ghibli, or David Lynch?
$1 million question. This Nick, as in me, would go with David Lynch because, of course, I would. He's my second favorite director. So let's find out about his show. You might not have asked for it, but here's a podcast that'll bring you news about nerd culture, raw and unfiltered. Let Nick take you on a magical journey through video games, movies, comics, and other geeky things. Short, sweet, and to the point. I like it.
Mixing nerd and geek, though. I mean, is that okay? I mean,
they're synonyms, aren't they?
I feel like they're very different personality, very different, groups of people, different identities,
Okay. Well, it's all geek to me, Max. Sorry, the wordplay was too good not to stumble into.
I respect that.
Thank you. All right, Jesse. You are our final clip for today. Thank you for the woohoo. I needed that. It's like a shot of espresso, I swear. And let's cover those eyes so we can play this clip.
But I think if whilst doing that, just kind of like representing the communities I'm a part of as well is important for me.
That's so cool. And tell me everything about your book, which I understand came out in April. No worries if not. And the themes that you explore in that, and how everything that you've done on Tim Tam on TikTok has the Australians coming out of me on TikTok has fed into that.
Yeah, so the book is autobiographical. It's called No Worries If Not, and it's a funny-ish story of growing up working class and queer. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of split up into 3 sections. So childhood, teens and adulthood. And it covers a wide range of themes from sexuality to grief to...
Okay. So here we are with our choices. Number 1, Mad's World. Number 2, Time for a Change with Becca Samuelson. And number 3, My Sleeping Bag Wants to Eat My Dog.
All right. So I think Max has proven that the dogs aren't being eaten in these episodes. So that's a through line I think we can take out. So number 3 is out. We got Mad's World, and what was the second one?
Time for a Change with Becca Samuelson.
Becca Samuelson. So they said they're from Australia. I've known a few Australians in my day. I have not met one with the last name Samuelson. So I'm going to let that one fact decide this for me, that it's number one, Mad's World. Because I've never met an Australian with the last name Samuelson. Locking it in.
Okay. Just to clarify, they aren't from Australia, though.
Well,
just thought it might help or hurt, maybe a little.
Even you are, Elissa.
Well, they said it. They used words. I didn't even have to infer it. Somebody on there is from Australia. But I'll stick with Mad's World.
Okay. Well, I feel like I need to be handing you a crown right now because this is, if I'm not mistaken, your first one right on the podcast, Jesse.
Yes.
It was Mad's World. Please, I will have a Burger King crown express mailed to you instead.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. So let's learn a little bit about Mad's World, which I love the alliteration on. I keep thinking of the Tears for Fears song. The conversational comedy podcast exploring dating, relationships, feminism, sex, and life in London. Born out of a Premier League footballer catfishing experience Mad had that went viral, Mad's World features different guests across every episode, exploring their funniest, most tragic, and most interesting stories, alongside listener questions and submissions. There you have it. I'm really curious about this footballer catfishing experience bit now, so I will be sitting down to listen to this once we finish recording. I want to hear about that. You know?
Honestly, don't know if I've met anyone with a last name Samuelson, so until I see one, they're not real.
Okay. Well, there you go. Sounds like a good podcast. Jesse doesn't believe in Samuelsons as a name. We're learning new things every day. So, with that, those were our clips for today. Hopefully, everyone listening found a show that might have piqued their interest. I know I did. I actually think I'm going to save this list and keep all of them because I genuinely think they're cool. And with that, that brings us to our episode. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. And hopefully next week I'll throw a few more curveballs in for everyone. Bye-bye.